Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about the types of employment contracts that you're going to find very useful. Okay, there are two types of employment contracts in Indonesia. They are the temporary employment contract and the permanent employment contract. The type of contract you're under will affect the rights and responsibilities of both you and the employer. By the way, if you want to be very fluent in English, you can DM me fluent. Okay, back to the topic. In this video, I'm only going to talk about the temporary employment contract or PKWT or Perjanjian Kerja Waktu Tertentu in Indonesian, or the literal translation, fixed term employment agreement, because the amount of time is fixed. But I'm just going to call it the temporary employment contract for simplicity. Okay, so if you're an employee under a temporary contract, this video is for you. And if you are an employer, this video is for you as well, because if you don't comply with the rules, the contract will either automatically become a permanent employment contract, or the contract becomes null and void, depending on the case. All right. The main specific rule that regulates the temporary employment contract is Government Regulation number 35 of 2021, which is an implementing regulation of the job creation law, which a lot of students used to protest about, right? So this contract is based on the time period and completion of certain work, as stated in Article 4 of the regulation. About the details, they are stated in Article 5. Article 8 of the regulation states that the working period can be made for a maximum of 5 years, provided that the extension does not exceed 5 years. So if you are under a temporary employment contract, the time period cannot be longer than 5 years. So read the contract. And if the work is not finished after the contract is expired, it can be extended for another maximum of 5-year period, depending on your agreement with the employer. Okay, so it can't be longer than that. And when you're hired as a temporary employee, the employer cannot put you on a probation. Okay, so you are a paid employee right after you're hired. And within 3 days after you sign the temporary employment contract, the employer has to register you as a temporary employee with the Ministry of Manpower via online. And if an online system is not available, the employer can do it manually within 7 days after the signing. And after the contract is expired or terminated, you're entitled to compensation, and the compensation calculation is in Article 16 of the regulation. And if the contract is for 12 months, your compensation is your 1 month's salary. And if it is less or more than 12 months, the formula is the number of months of the contract divided by 12 times your 1 month's salary. So if, for example, your monthly salary is 6 million rupiahs and the contract is for 6 months, the compensation is 6 divided by 12 times 6 million rupiahs, which equals to 3 million rupiahs. And if the contract is for 2 years, your compensation is your 2-month salary. So that's a brief overview of the temporary employment contract in Indonesia. So you got to know your rights, and share this video with your friends who are looking for a job or in a temporary employment contract. And lastly, if you want to be very fluent in English, you can DM me fluent. I'll do my best to help you, because English is very, very important. Okay, bye-bye.